We founded a country because people weren't being represented correctly.
Yeah.
And so here we are. And if this is, if this is real, which the data is very concerning, well, we're going to find out, right? That's the whole point of the audits.
Okay. So what was the first thing you guys know?
I do just want to say that Election Truth Alliance is a nonprofit organization. So if you do donate to them, it's tax deductible. And you're saving democracy.
And guys, we don't ask for a Patreon or anything on this podcast. So if you can help these guys out, we're going to try to fix this. So what was the first thing? Now let's start now because we've set it up. We know you've done a lot of shows.
He's ready.
He's ready. You ready?
Yeah.
Covered. What was the first thing you guys noticed? Like where you thought we have to dig into this deeper?
Did you want the PowerPoint for this portion?
We are
sure.
so ready.
Anytime.
Right.
You pulled it up anytime you want.
All right. Well, so
we're excited. It's like porn for us.
I anticipated this. So here you are. Here's your hey, what the crap was going on? And this is the concerns.
Okay, let's go over each one.
Yeah.
200 bomb threats. Were those mostly in Democratic districts?
So these were spread out throughout the country, but they were focused more around larger population centers. And they came in through email. We have kind of a breakdown slide to follow. What was concerning here, and people are like, hey, why? Why would you have done bomb threats? With my background, I forgot to mention my background specifically, but I'm a cybersecurity guy, but I was a 25 Bravo computer tech specialist in the Army Reserves. So I kind of saw a little bit of everything. And the red flag for this was, given the way our system works, and we'll talk about the more of the equipment, it's why would you have bomb threats on election night? And who investigated this, right? Because that's a big deal. Why are we getting bomb threats?
Especially 200 of them.
All over the country. And the concern here is it's not as much who did them, but what could have been the impacts.
And my question is
for
this.
people listening and not watching, what he's talking about is there were over 200 bomb threats on election day.
Has this ever happened before?
Largely in swing states.
Not that I have found or recall.
So we've had in our election history in America, at least in the recent history, and let's go back to 1900. We've never had a bunch of bomb threats called in. It seems like a plan. 200 bomb threats on election day seems like a coordinated plan, doesn't it?
Potentially coordinated, and that's the concern, and that's how it ties in. I don't think 200
morons got together, just randomly. Okay, so statistician, what are the odds that 200 separate people on the same day decided to call in bomb threats? I can picture fire. We're going to come by with a drive-by, but to specifically call in bomb threats, it doesn't commute. And
they were email-based too.
They were all email-based.
They were email-based.
Okay, so they all did the same plan. Awesome.
And I got to double check as well, but when there was investigations, it was concern of a Russian email domain type deal.
Okay,
so that was very weird.
So are we still finding? Do we have any information that was a Russian-based server?
Well, that's the fun thing is the investigation for a lot of this has not really produced anything. Government-wise, it's not really a priority.
I just heard everybody turn the podcast off.
Well, because who's running the DOJ that would need to initiate these investigations now?
Okay, so bomb threats, 7 swing states.
Yeah, so the 7 swing states. What's important here is it's one candidate swung all 7 outside of the margin of automatic recount, which requires you to win over a certain percent. And now, after Pennsylvania had finally finished all of their issues, we're seeing that it's sub 50% of the popular vote. So to win all 7 swing states, under 50% of the popular vote requires you to win in only the places that matter in each swing state or get enough votes in total. That happening across all 7 swing states naturally is very unlikely because that's not how people vote.
Right.
And you win an election by winning the swing states.
Right.
All 7 is, that would require you to have a mandate from the American people, but then you're getting sub 50% of the votes, which doesn't dictate a mandate.
Did Reagan win all 7?
I think he won 49 out of 50 of the states at the time. Swing states were a little different. They're more, between elections. So they do shift around a little bit.
Okay.
And we'll cover that. And the last 2 things here that really concerned us as we got deeper, if you're familiar back in, I believe, 2022, with some of the lawsuits coming out of 2020's concerns with elections, the voting equipment has come up time and time again.
Right.
And so there's actually been cybersecurity experts publish their concerns about the voting equipment, saying duty to warn letters talking about, hey, we have concerns that if you were to compromise these systems or whatnot, you could impact voting, impact our elections. And so 70% of the US uses the same type of tabulation equipment.
Company?
I'm not going to say names. I'm not going to.
Oh, so
and let me just say really quickly, because we moved past that one, but you were right. Trump was the first candidate in over 4 decades to capture all 7 key swing states. And the last one was Reagan in '84 against Walter Mondale. Yep.
Mondale got, even then, we'll talk a little bit about that toss up and we'll see how it differs from this one in the next slides.
I don't want to just blow past this. So when you say compromise,
we'll be coming back. There's
when you say he's got a PowerPoint.
I know, and I know it's making him nuts on doing it. But when you say compromise of voting machines, does that mean they are programmable? Are they able to be hacked? I mean, that's what I'm kind of asking. I mean,
these are good questions.
These letters that you said people sent, did those letters say did the experts say they were able to be hacked?
The experts raised concerns of known compromises of the voting equipment by lawsuits in 2022 and other actors.
Okay.
Known concerns of, hey, if you could have done this, these machines would have been how, and there's opportunities that have already happened.
But what the common statement was, they're not ever connected to the internet. And so a group of 10 independent cybersecurity experts who specialize in voting systems and elections dove into this. And so NBC published this is it's a few months old, but at that time they had already found over 35 voting systems, not machines, that had been left online. And they said they were continuing to find more. And this was the advocacy group National Election Defense Coalition.
So a caveat here is there are buzzwords when it comes to the election machines, but there's really, for us, 2 types of machines.
Right.
There's the machine you vote on, or you do a hand-marked paper ballot and you submit it.
Yeah.
So either way, you're voting on these machines or on paper. And the hand-marked paper ballots, as they're called, those get counted by another machine. And so there's really 2 different types. There's voting machines and there's tabulation machines. Mm-hmm. So voting machines generally aren't connected to the internet. They're sitting there, they're disconnected, and you vote on them. But the thing is, and the reason why we bring this up is it's not who votes, it's how you count the votes.
Correct.
And there's vote counting machines that are generally different, depends on some type. Some have some like chained systems, but nonetheless, it's the vote counting computers. And there was a quote prior to inauguration night from an individual at his pre-inauguration rally highlighting a certain person's knowledge of vote counting computers.
Yeah, we will have that video. We've posted that video. Yes.
Yeah, and so we've been publishing similar quotes and concerns, and it's the vote counting computers.
It's not just one.
Oh, we have 6 or 7 different quotes.
And in this investigation, the 3 largest, ES&S, Dominion, and Hart Intercivic, have now acknowledged that they put modems in a large percentage of their tabulation machines and scanners.
And so the way that generally works is after everyone's voted and those votes are being counted or submitted, those machines count, and then they are transferring the data.
Yes.
And so
through a modem online.
Some have modems, some
they said to get the info to the public more quickly.
So let's be clear. So there is a way to actually get these machines online.
I would bet it's in the PowerPoint.
Holy shit.
We do talk a little bit.
All right. I'm trying to keep it interesting.
And
it is, by the way. And you go dense and I'm like, all right,
yeah. And the fun part too is, as we'll talk about.
Bad cop. You're bad cop.
Okay. I'm the good guy. No. All right. But here's your bomb threats. I know all over the US, they're not just located in the swing states, but you do see a lot in Pennsylvania, as we're going to highlight.
You do see a lot in the Pennsylvania.
And our data focuses on Pennsylvania a lot.
Wow.
But it was very spread out. So it wasn't just the swing states, which was the concern. And so I asked this question more rhetorically, but I'm very interested in your thoughts. Why would you submit bomb threats? What is the point of going to these polling locations
100%
and emailing?
To keep people, look, at the end of the day, nobody wants to die.
Right.
At the end of the day, and there's people that are like, I'm voting no matter what. That's me. I'm psycho. at least I'll make the news.
Yeah.
And then, but most people are like, oh, if there's bomb threats, I'm not going. Or they close down the polling place.
And they did. They closed down
And
polling
they did.
locations all across the U.S.
They would have to.
Pennsylvania. We had some
Which would
some
cut the
accounts.
vote by a lot, and that so maybe.
And in rural areas like that, the next polling place,
Right. It'll be like
voting place is, 60 miles away or something. And older people are not gonna do
going.
that.
And our
younger
concern
people.
as well, people speculate, and I don't want to get into speculation on, would that be a window to mess with any equipment?
That's right.
It doesn't truly matter because at the end of the day, our analysis shows concerns of the tabulators would have been an opportunity to do the things we're going to talk about.
Okay.
And
I do have a suggestion.
what's that?
From back here, it's hard to tell. Are those Trump? Is that Trump hair? Is that what that is? All those little symbols?
Yeah.
Just-
Everybody that's listening is like, what
is he
Do us a
talking
favor.
about?
Why is Ken
change those to Trump
talking?
hair? Or his little face.
But that would mean that Trump called it, and Trump didn't do the bomb threats. So they can't do that. By the way, we have to keep these guys from getting sued.
Unless, change it to red hat.
The whole
Oh.
crew's
Red
nodding
hats.
right behind you right now. Go ahead.
Yes.
See,
So-
see how much easier I am to deal with? Go ahead.
The last point.
Don't
that
worry,
we-
I'll change it in post.